Welcome, everybody. Welcome to the Mike Motivation Podcast, the best motivator in the game right now. And remember, when you're dealing with Mike,
There can be only one.
now, what we're about to get into is why the ACT test is important. My story, or why I can tell you from my hindsight and my experience why the ACT test is important. Thanks for tuning in to the Mike Flair channel, whether on YouTube or Facebook. Hit the like button. Go to YouTube, hit the subscribe button. Help me grow. Trying to get to 1K followers on YouTube. Also, check out the other channel, CTM, Corp Tech Media. We talk about different things about life, corporate tech and life, and Thinking Game Podcast, CTM Sports, a lot of stuff going on. Check it out. Let me know what you think. Now, getting back to the thing at hand, the SAT, which is the Scholastic Assessment Test, the ACT, American College Testing. That's what they stand for. This is my story, what I've learned so far on why the SAT and ACT is important. Let me know in the comments, do you think the SAT and ACT is important, or do you think you can bypass it before I tell my story?
You want answers.
I want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
So, ACT test. What is the ACT test? What is the SAT? From my experience, from my short time living, 41 years of living, it's a standardized test. I think it's so many questions, and they give you a time. It's a time standardized test, A, B, C, D, E. And they ask you questions based on reading, math, and science, or something like that, I think. And the benefit of taking either one of those tests is it will save you so much time when you planning out your education, because when you look at a degree plan, it says a 4-year degree. But I'm going to tell you from experience, if you do not take the SAT or the ACT, you're probably going to be in college a little bit longer than 4 years. Just telling you from experience. Next question. Did I take the ACT? I did not take neither one of them, SAT or ACT. This is the most important thing I want to tell the youth. You in high school, 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th. Take it as often, early, and as often as you can, because they'll take the highest score. Here's the thing that, from my experience of going to school when I was younger, most kids that I grew up with or ran with, the problem, I don't think it was more so the test. It was more so just being still, sitting down for a couple of hours taking a test. It seemed like torture if you're not in that mindset of academics. But I'm telling you from experience and from hindsight, if you want to save the headache, if you want to maximize your time, please take the ACT as early and as often as you can until you graduate high school. Get the highest score you can possibly get and bypass developmental courses. Because what happens if you do not take the ACT is you're going to have to, before you get to English 1, you're going to have to take development courses, whether it's reading fundamentals, writing fundamentals, and then English 1. You got to think that's a whole year before you even reach English 1 or Rhetoric 1, whatever they call it. Those classes don't count towards your credits, but they do take from your financial aid. So if you got a maximum amount of financial aid, which everybody does, those classes count because you have to pay for those classes, but they don't count towards your credit. In order to get a bachelor's degree, I think it's 120 credit hours. So before you get to the 120, you have to take those developmental courses, whether it's elementary algebra or whatever, developmental math courses or developmental English courses. You have to take those. Now, if you want to take the Pepsi challenge and you don't take the ACT or the SAT, which I strongly recommend you do so you don't have to do this, every school has a placement test. Pulaski Tech, when I went there, it was called the Compass Test. Euler has something, I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but they have a placement test as well. And if you feel like they'll give you a time test on the computer. You can take these tests, one for math and I think it's one for reading. You can take those classes, and if you score high enough, you can go right into English 1 and math and stuff like that. But I'm telling you, take the ACT test early and often. I'm telling somebody who's been through it. So, time versus efficiency. You got to understand the time commitment that it takes to reach a certain amount of success, a certain amount of greatness. It takes a commitment. And being able to make time efficient moves. What do I mean by that? So, if let's say that you take the ACT, you get a good score, and when you go to college now, you give them that score. Hey, Mr. Gray, you have a high enough ACT score, you can go right into your core classes. English 1, math and science. You get all the core classes out the way. Now you can go to college for 4 years, and if you go in the summertime, you might can cut it down to 3, maybe 2 years. It just depends on how you want to do it. But make your time efficient. If you can bypass anything and not have to do it, I say go for it. Make it efficient as you can. It's something to be efficient. Consistency and being efficient. It's something about it. And you start managing that time, you can do all kinds. You'd be surprised at what you can do in a day's time if you manage your time. And if you really want to be honest with yourself, you should get like a notebook or something and write down what you do throughout the day and see if it's efficient or could you work on it and make it better. Internship. Being able to work in the field you are majoring in. One of the things that I would definitely talk to the youth about and get them to understand is being able to gain experience in working in the field while you're going to school in it. If you can do those things on a parallel plane, go to school, work in that field, when you graduate, it's going to be an intersection right there. Now, when you graduate and you look to elevate in your field or move up, you have the experience and the education. The thing you got to understand about when you become an adult, you are responsible for your individual growth in every aspect of your life. You're responsible, whether you want to be married, whether you want to be, corporate, work a job, your career, whether you want to be an owner. You are responsible for your growth. You have to go to the classes. You have to find the programs. You have to put in the work spiritually if you want to be a great spouse. You have to put in the work. You have to constantly work on yourself. Same thing with internships. You have to go to the job fair. You have to reach out and network with people. You have to fill out the application. You have to make the resume. You are responsible for you as an individual. I cannot stress that enough.
You want answers. I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
And let me tell you, it's a doggy dog world out there. And the best way to navigate in that kind of world is you have to understand individual responsibility. So a lot of times, before I get off of this, people, I've seen it with my own two eyes. People, they get the education and they're really good at the books and the academic side. But when it comes to the other side of the career, people skills, communication, and mindset, they need a little bit more work. They didn't develop that while they was going to school. And you can be, we call it book smart, but or can you be application smart? If you can manage both of those, you'll go further than you think you will. I can guarantee you that. But remember, you are responsible for your individual growth. Understanding commitment. It pays to commit to a strategy after proper research. What am I saying? What I'm saying is if you do the proper research, look at the fields in the area that you live in, determine what field fits your personality best and what you can excel in, go to school for that and major in that, get the experience and internship while you're going to school where it be parallel and get that intersection, you will go to the next level. But once again, you have to take care of those things as an individual. They're not given to you. You have to go get it. You have to work on yourself. In life, the people who keep learning, who never stop learning, even if you're not in school, just in life, learning about stuff in life, how things work in life, will help you make it when you get out of school and graduate. So, and a commitment. Talk about commitment. When you make a commitment to something, you realize that no matter what happens, no matter what comes down the line, this commitment is high priority. I have to get this done. Even if I have to bypass certain things because I'm committed. Even if I'm making unpopular decisions by staying committed to this, so I may not be able to hang out with everybody because I'm committed to getting this done. You have to have foresight or ask somebody, how long of a commitment is this? Like education could be a 4-year commitment. You want a master's degree, that could be another 2-year commitment. And for people who think in education is irrelevant, depends on how hard of a mountain climb do you want? Do you want the steepest mountain climb? Like the people who do thrill seeking that like climb the mountain without rope? They just got chalk and shoes and you climb the mountain? Or do you want to climb the mountain with a harness and spikes and it's probably not so steep? That's what I'm trying to tell you about. I'm telling you from experience, we don't get an education. Can you excel? Sure you can. But I'm telling you, as a minority, the climb is great. You better make sure that you in mental shape, that you can handle the grind. Because, like I said, you don't want to give them ways to eliminate you from stuff because that's one of the things they pull out a lot. Oh, bachelor's degree or equivalent. Like, I'm gonna have to show this. Go to look around and show you on Indeed. So many jobs out there, even in Little Rock, paying probably great money, but they want you to have a bachelor's degree. And if you have a master's degree, you be on executive level. If you got the skill set, education, communication mindset. You can't just say, I just got a master's degree and I'm ready. It takes more than just having a master's degree. You also got to be able to communicate. If you go in an interview, do they like you? Are you likable? Do you fit in the culture of what they're trying to do? Most jobs is all about, do you fit in the culture? They can teach you everything else, but they can't teach you how to play nice and play fair with everybody. So let me know in the comments what you think about that. So with that being said, thanks for watching the Mike Flair Podcast, Mike Motivation. So with that being said, let me know what you think. Do you think the ACT and SAT is a waste of time, or do you think you need to take it? I'm telling you from experience that if you can, take it early and often as possible. So be sure to check out the Mike Flair channel as I make content about the different aspects of the mind of Mike. I'm not just one thing, I am many things. And keep tuning in as I make things. Subscribe to the Mike Flair channel at YouTube. And please subscribe to my other channel where we do a podcast with different people on CTM TV Little Rock on all platforms. So with that being said, I am signing out.
You want answers? I want the truth. You can't handle the truth.
Blake, ready to die.
It's always business, never personal.
So with that being said, guys, thank you for watching, and I'm signing out.